Not out here too long, but again, it's almost like class on grass. A lot of end-of-the-game situations, 1-minute type drills, some last-second field goals, a lot of special teams emphasis. I like the way our players came out. I thought they had good energy for a first morning practice, so I thought that was really good in moving forward. But as we go throughout the course of the training camp now, this is where your team is really start to born from toughness, from leadership. When it starts to become a grind a little bit, the thing that we have to do a much better job on is just overall execution in all three phases. I've liked our tempo, I've liked our effort, but the small details of what it takes to play winning football are not there yet. They're not game ready. But again, that's why you practice.
Did you go short so that you would be fresher this afternoon?
Yeah, whenever we have two practices, we never go back-to-back pads. Today was just a helmets practice, and again, it's basically taking the meetings to the classroom, and then we'll have a practice to this.
For the vets, I would imagine it's a long day, but for the younger guys, a chance I would guess for them to start catching up with some of the guys that have been around a while.
Well, it is, and it gives them a great opportunity. They actually prefer these days because now, they're off till early evening. So now they have time to really rejuvenate their bodies, get the recovery that they need. And for young guys trying to learn the playbook, they have multiple hours now where it's time where they can really get into the playbook. And now it's our first day of full football with no school, so they don't have to worry about studying for an exam or writing a paper right now. So all their emphasis, everything can be towards football now.
Coach, we're going to talk to Josh Smith today. Talk about the leadership role that you hope he brings to this team this year.
Josh Smith has played a lot of football for us, and he's been through our program, and he understands it. And Josh is one of those individuals who comes to work every single day, and he's a great illustration of the work ethic, the capacity for work that's needed at the receiver position.
Butch, I think you noted this was about your shortest training camp that you had, literally maybe just exactly a week. How do you maximize the no class, all football without wearing the guys down?
John, that's a great question, and that's something we have to be very careful of. We've been talking a lot to our players about mental fatigue and the stages to recovery, and the mental aspect is part of it, getting off your feet and having ample time to recover. So it is a balancing act, but we have everything laid out, planned out. But also I think each team is different. You can lay a plan out, but it's also the ability to adjust your practices, adjust your day for what your team needs. But that's something that will be very, very conscientious. But I think the big thing is our players understanding a heightened sense that they have to have the sense of purpose. The sense of urgency has to be even that much more with only having 7 days and today being the first day.
Is this where you expect a veteran team to not only show it on the field but to lead the younger guys as well?
Absolutely. And that's what I've talked to them about is our maturity and how we approach. And, right now, these are the days, really when you get to practice 10, 11, 12, 13 in there, you really find out who your team is. They kind of draw the line in the sand. And this is where we're at. And this is the team we're going to be when it really, really gets tough. It's easy, to want to play football and be energy and have great energy and all that when you're fresh. But now all of a sudden your legs become a little bit weary. You're a little bit tired. You're responsible for taking care of your body. And that's really when you find out about your leadership and the maturity and the toughness of your football team.
But you talked about it last Monday, John Kelly. Have you seen that continued look in his eye early in fall camp?
I have. What I've seen from John Kelly is a look of confidence. He's worked exceptionally hard this summer. He's kind of changed really the structure of his body, but just the overall knowledge, and not only on offense, but special teams. And I just see that look. I see that confidence.
Coach Corey Vereen, Coach Shoup has obviously talked him up pretty well this preseason. What is he seeing in a guy that's starting to see the year with 6.5 sacks to kind of have that feeling about it?
High level of consistency. We talk about consistency and performance, whether it's game day or whether it's on the practice field, and that's Corey Vereen. And he plays one way, full speed all the time. And Corey has really worked his craft. We've really spent an inordinate amount of time on working on our hands. That's one of the things that we had to take the next step as a football program at every single position was our hand strength, our hand quickness, our hand-to-hand combat, all that's associated with that at every position group. And Corey's one of those individuals who's really, really perfected, still has work to do, but has done a great job of really working his hands, his explosion, his stance mechanics off the football.
Butch, were you surprised that Trevor had as good a year as he had last year?
I think Trevor's one of those illustrations that football's a developmental game, no matter what position it is. And today's world of instant gratification, and if I don't get it right away, I'm going to go somewhere else and get it. Trevor's developed in our football program, from a walk-on to earning a scholarship to, I think, being one of the best kickers in our conference, punters, if not one of the best punters in the country. And he's worked exceptionally hard on it. He's taken coaching, and again, just the progress that he's made over the years of being in our program is really remarkable. It's a great story.
What do you guys kind of expect? What is your plan for the staff to kind of identify what freshmen will play?
That's ongoing. Everyone's responsible for putting their football identity on video, and every day, you put your resume on film. And we have identity files, and that's where you earn your playing time. And as you know, you're going to play the best people that you believe give you the opportunity to win. And as we know the standard and expectations of playing winning football on special teams, we're going to rely on a lot of freshmen to play, particularly on special teams. Right now, I would say most of the class will probably play this year, give or take a few. Like last year, Darryl Taylor, and it's a blessing we were able to redshirt him, and knowing that he has 4 years of football left and the progress that he's making. But I see us playing a lot of freshmen. We still need that. We need that depth on special teams and that competitiveness as well.
Where does your passion and purpose with special teams come from? How far back does that go with you? Where did that originate?
Yeah, it stems from being a head coach, and you're always looking for your edge. When you become a head coach, it's your formula for winning football games. And, special teams is a third of the game. And, I've had a number of people tell me, if it's a third of the game, why don't you practice it a third of the time? And I think it also defines your football program. We talk about IRU, indisputable role understanding. And, everyone owning their role no matter what it is. And to me, special teams defines the makeup, the chemistry, people understanding their roles in your football program, and I think they're game changers. They can impact the game at any point in time. And, our whole sense of urgency, we've challenged our team. We need to pick it up in the special teams game. It hasn't been with the mental effort and mental intensity that we've needed here in the last couple days. And so we've really challenged our older group that they need to step up in terms of special teams and take ownership in it and really teach the younger players the importance of special teams.
Let's finish up with Jimmy and Wes.
That is rain or fields and rain today. Did they come later? Or what's
No, they're held out today. They have undisclosed injuries, nothing serious. Everybody wants to push the panic button. Gosh, I got 82 text messages about Cam Sutton. I don't know where that came from. But we're fairly healthy right now at this stage of camp. You hold certain individuals out. Brandon Johnson's the same way. His will be a little bit longer return than the other ones. But, we're all on schedule, and that's the thing. You have to pick your spots in training camp or when to help people out. And Corey's an individual. He's proven it over time.
Bush, to that point, how important is conditioning in these first couple weeks?
Very important. We're still not in an elite conditioning format or elite condition in terms of, everybody responsible. You own your conditioning. Football rewards those that are in great shape. And I asked our team this, could we have a 19-play drive at the end of the game? And you have to come out here, and that's part of drawing the line in the sand. And this is where you push yourself to get yourself in that mental condition and that physical conditioning for the fourth quarter.
Let's finish with Wes.
Butch, I was going to ask about injuries too, so I guess I'll ask something else. How's Jared Garantano doing?
He's
been
good.
A lot of good things.
He's doing a great job. We're really excited about him. The one thing about Jared is he's exceptionally hard on himself. He's a great competitor. He wants to do well all the time, and he's a sponge. He wants as much knowledge and information. And I tell you, Quentin Dorman's done a great job with him, along with Sharon and along with Josh, of really working together with him. But I've been exceptionally pleased and very excited with what I see in the youngster.